Hello. Welcome. This video is going to be a pick a card message from the Loa Dambala Wedo. Dambala Wedo is in my practice a very powerful Loa. He is believed to be one of the primordial children of Mama and Papa Bondie. So Dambala Wedo is a very powerful Loa. He does not speak, so usually when he mounts, he doesn't speak. He falls on the floor. So today I'm doing a channeled message from him, and he did ask me to use these two decks during his channeled message. You can probably tell why, because there's a white snake on here and there's a snake on here. And he is the Snake Loa. He is known as one of the primordials that existed before humans did. Okay, so Papa Dambala is one of the children of Mama and Papa Bondie, who are the creator god and goddess of the world. His consort is Águila Wedo, who is known as the rainbow snake, and he is also believed to be a consort of Mata la Dominadora. Okay. His color is white because he represents purity. He likes very clean spaces. He does not like any kind of dirt because he believes that it invites in negative energy. So he is known as the Loa of healing and also a Loa of prosperity. Prosperity, fertility, wealth. So today we are going to do a reading from him. He made me go an hour away to get this deck because he wanted me to use it during his message. This is his month. His feast day is on March 17th, on the day of St. Patrick's. He is synchronized with St. Patrick because St. Patrick has snakes at the bottom of his feet, but St. Patrick actually is kind of like the enemy of Dambala Wedo, because St. Patrick hated pagans. And the reason why he has snakes, and he's known for driving snakes out of Ireland, is because he drove all the pagans out of Ireland. And because of that, as a rebellion to St. Patrick, Voodoo Sants used St. Patrick as the image for Dambala Wedo. Kind of as a way to get back at St. Patrick. Anyway, so since then, you know, St. Patrick is in a little bit of a rehabilitation program in the spiritual side, according to what I've heard from some of the people who work with him. Anyway, let's get on with the message from Dambala Wedo. So I'm gonna be picking 3 cards, and based on those 3 cards, you can pick number 1, 2, or 3. Drop it in the comments. Okay. Drop in the comments what number you wish. Keep in mind that these readings are for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay. Don't make something fit if it doesn't fit, if it doesn't resonate with you. Just let it be. Just let it be. Let it flow. All right. All right, let's get started. What message do you have for pile number 1? What message do you have for pile number 2? What message do you have for pile number 3? Okay. There was actually like 2 cards for pile number 3. So I'm going to keep that as a bonus for pile number 3. Okay. Thank you. God bless me. Okay, pile number 1, you got the intention card. Now I think this is a jellyfish. So you got the jellyfish card. So pile number 1, if you're drawn to the jellyfish, this is your pile. Okay. Pile number 2, you got what is that, a bat? You got the bat. The bat, pile number 2. So if you're drawn to the bat, this is your message, pile number 2. And number 3, you got this starfish. So if you're drawn to to the starfish, pile number 3 is for you. Also, pile number 3, you also got the swans. So if you're drawn to either the starfish or the swans, this message is for you. Pile number 3, you got 2 cards that came out stuck together. Okay, the starfish and the swans. Okay, so that's you, pile number 3. So again, pile number 1, you got the jellyfish. Pile number 2, you got the bat. It's upside down, but you got the bat. Pile number 3, you got the, I'm actually covering the words because I don't want you to know what the words are yet. You got the starfish and the swans. So that is your message. Okay. Let's go ahead and put pile number 2 and pile number 3 to the side. Okay. Just ask your spirit guides intuitively what number is for you, 1, 2, or 3, and just go with that. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Pile number 1, you got the upside down jellyfish. Okay. And the top of the card says intention. So because this card was given upside down, I am feeling from Dambala, because Dambala is channeling this message to me, that you have not really been living your life with intention. You have been living your life very scattered, like whatever happens, happens. There is no intention in your life. And this might be why you're not as happy as you could be. Okay? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna pick 2 more cards from this deck, and then I'm gonna start picking some cards from the other deck to see what message there is for you, pile number 1. Okay, so you got intention upside down, which tells me that you haven't been living your life intentionally. So your thoughts, your emotions are kind of getting the better of you, and instead of you making choices in your life that are going to get you to the goal that you desire, you're just taking anything and whatever comes to you. And what happens when we do that, when we don't live our life with intention, is that we become victims of the universe, right? We become victims of whatever happens, happens, right? Instead of having a particular control of our life. Now, there's only so much control that God allows us, but we do have the ability to be co-creators of our reality. Dambala is one of the creators as well, even though he is the child of the main creators of the world. Dambala is known to be one of the co-creators of the world, and he is telling us you need to live your life with intention, pile number 1. You need to live your life with intention, because if you don't live your life with intention, that's why you have a mishmash soup. What does that mean? Living your life with intention, he's telling me, is about making choices that resonate with the type of life that you wish to live, right? So, for example, if you want to break an alcoholism curse in your family, you wouldn't drink alcohol. You wouldn't even have alcohol in your house, right? Because that is your intention. Your intention is to break this curse of alcoholism. So if you are intending to break this curse of alcoholism, you wouldn't have anything in your environment that would resonate with that vibration. If you're trying to live a peaceful life, you're not going to have unpeaceful people in your life. If people that are always bringing drama, they're always bringing problems, that are always, causing situations to happen that are not in your highest good. So if you are wishing to have a life filled with a particular thing, whether it's love, prosperity, peace, health, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you are only accepting into your reality the things that resonate with that vibration which you wish to create in your life. Because you cannot throw, the wrong, when you're making, he's kind of showing me like a seafood boil, right? Like he's showing me a seafood boil, and he's like, you don't put, fruit in a seafood boil, right? Now, we all know tomatoes are a fruit, but what he means is you will not put something like strawberries in a seafood boil, right? You want a seafood boil. Why would you put strawberries in there? So these things are things that you need to live with intention. Everything you do needs to have a reason why you're doing it. Otherwise, you're just kind of like letting the hurricane that is the universe create whatever it wants to create in your life, okay? And bring whatever it wants to bring. Your words also need to have intention. There's no need for you to talk unless there is an intention behind that conversation, right? So this also, he's also putting like a tape over my mouth. And when he puts a tape over my mouth, it's like him saying, shut up about things that are really not important to talk about, right? Some things like gossip, things like just random things that you want to talk about that don't really bring any substance, that are just bringing up problems, that are just creating problems. There's no need for that. So know that everything that you speak, the whole world is made of vibration, right? So there is this voodoo story as well that like Dambala helped create the world by like vibrating, because what do snakes do? Snakes like vibrate themselves to burrow into the ground. And there's like this voodoo story of like Dambala burrowing himself into the ground, like vibrating himself into the ground in order to help create the world. So the things that everything in the world is made of vibrations, and our voice is vibration. That is why even in the Bible it says God said, let there be light, and because God said it, there was, because vibration creates things. So the things that you are speaking need to be with intention. What you are saying needs to be with intention. Realize right now, he's saying right now, as we come out of winter, because voodoo spirits follow the natural cycle of the world, which is the 4 seasons. So during the winter, the voodoo spirits slow down time to give you a chance, freeze things, to give you a chance to, not just the voodoo spirits, but all of the spirits that the pagan gods, they all have some sort of connection where they freeze the time for their children during the winter to push them to really introspect and to figure out what they want out of the new year, which comes in the spring, when the spring comes at the end of March. So Dambala is asking you to take a moment, one last moment before spring comes, because his feast day is right before spring comes, to figure out what is your intention for this spring until fall. Because our year is really only 3 seasons long. Our active year is really only 3 seasons long. It's from spring to fall. So what is spring to fall going to be for you? What is the intention that you have, and what does not resonate with that vibration of that intention? What words are you speaking that don't resonate with that, right? So you're saying you want to create a wealthy life, but you're saying things that are not wealthy minded, right? So this is something I'm seeing on TikTok a lot. It's like people are like talking so much and so much negativity onto the world, and then they don't expect these things to manifest. A lot of the horrible things that we are seeing right now in this world is because we are spreading them so quickly. We are manifesting it, and things are manifesting faster because of TikTok being such a viral platform. A lot of the negative things that people fear, it's, you know, the dark side wouldn't let you have TikTok unless they had a way to control you through it. And the reason why TikTok is able to and social media is able to spread things so fast, especially when it's something negative, is because it talks to your fears. It targets your fears, and then we manifest a fearful reality. So we as a collective are manifesting a fearful reality with the vibration that we are putting out into social media, and we are sharing with each other. So we have to be very intentional with what we talk about, very intentional with what we put out. I'm not talking about not spreading certain activist things. I'm not talking about that. He's talking about like things that haven't happened yet that people are putting out there and making fears around it, making fearful predictions of things that haven't yet happened. And what happens is when that fearful prediction gets put into the universe, it manifests faster because the collective is expecting it to happen. So therefore the universe has to print it out. It's like a printer. The universe is a printer of our collective intelligence, of our collective desires, so, and our collective fears. So it's very important to be only spreading positive predictions moving forward. Okay? To live with intention. Memory. He also gave you, pile number 1, the card of memory and cunning. And with this, he's actually making me feel like you need to tap into the subconscious memory of your body's knowledge of your body's knowledge of the cunning and bravery of your ancestors. Okay? So he's telling me, pile number 1, you need to tap into the cunning and the bravery of your ancestors. You need to remember that and not live your life in fear, not live your life in doom and gloom, realizing that if you have the intention of living your life in a higher vibrational frequency, that reality can become yours. It is only because you have decided that something is not open to you that it isn't open to you. Okay? So this is a fox with an ancestral skull, like indigenous skull on it. And then this is an elephant. Okay? So he's telling me you need to remember who you are. You need to remember your power. So those of you who are here watching this video right now, pile number 1, you have some sort of ancestral magical ability, and you need to realize that. You need to remember your power and realize that that which you desire, that which you intend to bring into your life, you can bring it into your life. You're bringing the negative things into your life because of the vibration you're in, so you can change your vibration and therefore attract the positive things into your life. So he wants you to remember that, pile number 1. Remember the cunning and bravery of your ancestors. Okay? He's saying you are the only one that is holding yourself back. Why is this? Because there are so many things you can learn for free that you could start doing for like almost nothing. And you can set yourself free, but it's all a matter of how you what you put your energy into. Okay? Do you put your energy, 7 hours of your energy into scrolling through TikTok, or do you put 7 hours of your energy into building a business, or building a hobby that can make you money, or building a side business, whatever it is? Do you want a different world? Do you want a different world? Then you can put your energy towards manifesting a new world. You can put your energy into manifesting a new world. You can do witchcraft to get your lover back. You can do witchcraft to take down a politician that you don't like. You can do witchcraft to change the world. Okay? Remember that the universe, God, listens to the collective prayers. So if enough people direct their energy towards asking God to remove something with their magical ability, rather than just spreading fear and giving power to that thing that they want to destroy or want to remove, it can get you a lot further in life. Okay? You need to direct your energy into what you do want. pile number 1, and take it off of what you don't want. And also realize that as you're putting in the positive vibrations, negative things are going to come up that are rooted deep within yourself. He wants me to tell you, realize that. It doesn't mean, for example, when people open up spiritually and they go into spiritual psychosis, that happens because there is trauma that comes up when you start to put good things in your body. What happened? Your body has to purge the bad. So your body goes into this like spiritual psychosis or physical psychosis, whatever it is, like physical purge, okay? Where you're like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. And we freak out and we make it worse. And then we open portals to things that are very negative because we expect that, oh, you know, I'm putting in more positive stuff. I'm consuming positive content. I am doing my healing work. Why am I feeling all these negative emotions? Because those have to come out first before you start vibrating higher. The negative has to come out first before you can start vibrating higher, before you can start feeling the good. Okay? So stop being so afraid of your own darkness. Stop being so afraid of your own darkness. Pile number 1. The devil. Okay. The 10 of Swords. Oh my goodness. Okay. The Lovers. The 7 of Pentacles. The work is going to pay off. Oh my goodness. Okay. The Moon. This is going to pay off. Okay. So here are the cards you got. You got the Devil. You got this. Look at that. You got the 10 of Swords. You got the Lovers card. You got the 7 of Coins. You got the Moon. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Empress. So what these cards tell me, pile number 1, is that breaking of this curse, overcoming these things that literally want you dead, is going to pay off for you. Big time. This is reminding me of this really stupid prophecy, in my opinion. And let me not say stupid. There's this prophecy about bringing something about saving the world by killing a whole bunch of like clean virgin cows or something like that. And this makes me feel like somebody wants to make you a sacrificial lamb. It's like somebody wanted to make you a sacrificial lamb. It's like you are, I'm sorry, not even make you, you are the sacrificial lamb for your ancestors. Okay? You were like the sacrificial lamb for your ancestors that was going to allow you, just kind of like how Christians believe that Jesus was the sacrificial lamb to save them from all their sins. You were the sacrificial lamb for your ancestors to heal. And because you have the power to do this, yes, the red cows, because you have the power, your soul is so powerful, pile number 1. That's the reason why you volunteered to be the sacrificial lamb for your ancestors, so that your ancestors could heal these curses, these attacks. Okay? But now, pile number 1, you need to transmute that energy. You need to transmute all of that negative energy into positive energy so that you can receive, so that you can complete your life purpose and receive the reward, the prosperous reward, your soul's elevation, the comfort of the divine feminine. Look at that. Under that Empress was this, which reminds me of the cross. Okay. So you had to be the sacrificial lamb pile number 1. In order to, for you and your ancestors and your descendants to be cleansed and liberated and healed and elevated and rewarded for their suffering. Some of you need to do, I offer a session called the Generational Curse Removal and Ancestral Elevation session. And it's a form of hypnosis session which allows us to remove generational curses from your body and to elevate any ancestors that are earthbound. And trust me, a lot of people, a lot of the clients that I work with have a lot of ancestors that are still earthbound. A lot of ancestors that they thought had already moved on and had already found peace, but they hadn't. Okay, so what we do is we go in and we clean up your ancestral tree, and we remove the hexes and curses from your ancestral tree in that session. If you're interested in that session, you can book a consultation with me and we can talk about that session for you on highpriestessmay.com. But that's another form. That session is a form of transmuting this energy. Okay, transmuting this energy so that you can get to this energy, which is the fulfillment, romantic fulfillment, financial fulfillment, your vibration raising, your ancestors raising, your self raising, your soul raising, your spirit raising, your life changing for the positive. You are only responsible for yourself and for what mission you came here to complete. That's it. You are not responsible for any other human being on this planet except for yourself, your ancestors, and your descendants. And this is not living ancestors. This is past ancestors, okay? So you are only responsible for healing yourself, whatever effect you would have on your descendants, and whatever effect your ancestors had on you. That's it. You're not responsible for any other person on this planet. Anything else you do for anybody else is a gift. Pile number 1. Because if every single person on this planet took the time to heal their ancestral trauma and took the time to do what you came here to do, we would have peace on earth, prosperity and abundance for all, which is the true vibration of planet Earth. This is the reason why it's not your responsibility to take care of anybody else. Because every single soul has a mission. Every single soul has a mission. We can help people that are in need. We can help people that are disabled. We can help people that are elderly and can't take care of themselves. We can help children that are elderly and children that can't take care of themselves. But if you are dealing with a grown adult that is a capable adult, that adult is responsible for their own energy, just like you are responsible for your own energy and how you affect others and how your ancestors are affecting your behavior. So there is no responsibility that you have to somebody else. You could want someone to get better, you could want someone to do better, but it is their responsibility to do better. Let me say it again. It is their responsibility to do better. You can wish well for someone else. You can try to help them, be a friend for them, be a lover for them, be a good spouse for them. But it is their responsibility to do better. It is not yours. Your responsibility is you and you alone, and how you impact other people. And how other people impact you is not your problem unless it is your ancestor and you are and it's becoming ingrained in your body. How other people want to view you, how other people want to perceive you is not your issue. Your one and only purpose, pile number 1, is to heal yourself so that you can heal the ancestral trauma and heal your descendants. Because your descendants are within you now. All of your descendants are within you now. It is believed that I was, like all of us right now, myself, I was in the womb of my great-grandmother 18 generations ago. Because women are born with all of the eggs that they're ever going to use in their entire life. Okay? So you could try to help other people, but you have to remember that your soul's purpose is, before anyone else, is to heal and elevate your soul. And by healing and elevating your soul, you will innately want to help other people. And you will innately have the ability to help others who are willing to take the help. Okay? So your life is meant to be comfortable, but not right now. Right now, you need to transmute all of that negative energy. You need to focus on healing yourself, removing, purging. Like I said, purging all that negative first before you can raise your vibration to a higher vibration. And then your life is going to open up for you like an oyster. Okay? All right, pile number 1. That is your message. Good luck with everything. Great things are in your future if you're willing to take up the mission. Many blessings. All right, Dambala. Papa Dambala, one message. Oh, quick. Pile number 1, before you go, I'm sorry. Pile number 1. Dambala did want me to read this message out of here. So let's go ahead and see what it says in here. Give me one moment. He was like, I wanted you to read it out of the book, remember? There's a message in the book here that he wants you guys to hear. Where is the jellyfish? The jellyfish, intention. This card represents intention and psychological sensitivity. The jellyfish is near translucent, undulating and streaming, mimicking the water. Despite seeming to move with the ocean, jellyfish have intention and purpose, propelling themselves and creating small vortexes in their wake. While the salmon card projects the idea of swimming away from the current, the jellyfish encourages you to work with the current to find your way. It is a card of going with the flow and trusting the process with intention. Setting your intention is the first step. Trusting the universe and the path it is set for you is the second. Jellyfish are sensitive to changes in water temperature and have become an unwitting omen of climate change. As waters become warmer and the oceans are disrupted, coral is dying and jellyfish are gathering more frequently and outside of their regular habitats in great numbers, known as jellyfish blooms. These mass gatherings can lead to altered nutrients in the water, creating a ripple effect on other animals and plant life. The creature's sensitivity to change is ominous of danger and impending doom in our climate. The jellyfish card urges awareness of the world around you. It is a card of changing our intention to something better and more beneficial. Okay? We did receive the shadow message for you, pile number 1. So I'm going to read the shadow message because it came up upside down. So this is the shadow message as well. The outstretched, translucent arms of the jellyfish are difficult for prey to see until it is too late. The shadow reading of this card tells us to be careful of hidden dangers and use our intuition to find safer waters, to know our intention and to follow our flow. If we cannot find safer waters, we might need to work on making the waters around us safe so that we may swim without fear. Again, if you don't feel like you're in a safe space, it needs to be your intention to remove anything from your life that is not vibrating with that safe space. Okay? All right, y'all. Also, the jellyfish also reminds us to divine more with to talk more to the divine, okay? To do divination work. You might need a reading, a full reading. All right, let's go ahead and see here. Remember, these readings are general, so take what resonates. Okay, I am hearing Selena's song in Spanish that goes, Si una vez dije que te amaba, hoy me arrepiento. Which basically says, if I once said I loved you, I now regret it. Si una vez dije que te amaba, no sé por qué estaba loca. Si una vez dije que te amaba y que por ti la vida daba. Si una vez dije que te amaba, no lo vuelvo a hacer. Ese error es cosa de ayer. So, that song says, if I once said I loved you, I regret it. If I once said I loved you, I must have been crazy. I regret it. If I once said I would give my life for you, I regret it. Okay? So, interesting that you have the bat, and the bat is known for its powerful abilities of sonar. That's how it's able to find its way in the dark. It uses echolocation, similar to dolphins, I believe. This card says communicate on the top, and it came up upside down. So I do want to read it first from the book to see what the message we are getting from Dambala with the bat is. Remember, the Loa, the primordial Loas are all knowing, so they know exactly what information is going to be in the book when they give a particular card. The bat in Ephos Fables is considered a creation of deception, neither bird nor mouse. When associating this story with communication, it is a warning to look out for those who speak falsely or claim to be something that they are not. It may also symbolize blocked communication, stubbornness, and misunderstandings. It is an indication that you need to do ancestral work, divination, luck or blessing on speaking engagements, and encouraging clear communication. Okay? Because here's the thing, here's what I'm hearing with that song from Selena. Pile number 2, I feel like you are somebody who might have been deceived by someone that you fell in love with. Maybe you had a child. I'm hearing this message for some of you, and this is not going to be for all of you, but some of you are women who were in love with someone, you had children with them, and then they decided to move on and be with somebody else, okay? And they led you on, telling you that they were going to, that they wanted to be with you and so on and so forth. And for a while, yes, it was true. They did want to be with you. They did want to do right by you. But in the end, they wanted to only serve themselves, okay? So Dambala is giving you this message. And I'm also being guided to pull the spider out for you. Interesting. The spider creates its own web. So this message very much tells me that this situation that you're in is... Hey! Give me 1 second.
Trying to kill each other?
Oh, give me 1 second. Hold on.
Is he stuck?
Excuse me, my cat decided they wanted to go crazy. Now, see, that's part of the reading as well, okay? You got hurt. You got caught up, okay? So you got caught up in whatever it was this person. So everything that happens during a reading is intentional from spirit, okay? So the fact my cat got caught up, his nails got caught in his tree, and he was hurting himself. So this is a web that you got caught in because you really love this person. You really love, just like my cat loves his tree and loves digging his nails in there. You got caught up in there. Your heart got really caught up with this person. And it created a web in your life. Okay? It created a web in your life, but Dambala is saying it's time now for you to move on from wanting to be with this person if you still want to be with them. and just learn how to collaborate with them to raise your children. If this is you, if this is somebody who has children, that you know, with somebody, that was a very specific message for a very specific group of number 2. Another way that this can be is that you need to really, if you are not in that group of number 2 that you know, had children with somebody and they got caught up and they ended up getting very hurt because that person wasn't being honest with them, but the web that was created was just really detrimental to your well-being. Dambala is asking you to let it go, to let go of wanting to be with that person. The song from Selena is like, no, this person is not good for you. And the reason why you're not with this person is because they are not good for you. Okay? And you need to learn to collaborate with this person to raise your children, and that's it. If you have children with them. If you don't have children with them, you need to cut cords and get out of that web. Now, for those of you who don't resonate with that part of the message, there is a message in there for you. And it's talking about letting go of the things that no longer benefit you. And it's also talking about communicating what you actually desire to the universe. Communicating to God, to your ancestors, whatever it is that you actually desire to bring into your life. Okay? There is this belief that my grandfather had, that whenever anything falls on the floor, it's because your ancestors are trying to get your attention. So pile number 2, for you, if you keep dropping things on the floor, you need to sit down and talk to your ancestors, because this is your ancestors trying to get your attention. Okay? Like earlier, I dropped my purse on the floor and I was like, oh, why did I drop my purse on the floor? And then one of my spirit guides were like, your ancestors need money. So I put money on their altar, okay? So you need to pay attention, okay? You need to talk to your ancestor spirits, your elevated ancestors, and collaborate with your elevated ancestors to create the life that you desire, okay? You got the devil too, pile number 2. I don't know what's going on here. But this is a different type of devil. This is a devil you were dealing with, like, that you were romantically involved with. This feels like a vampiric spirit, a narcissistic person that made you feel like you would be nothing without them. Or whatever situation you're in, pile number 2, makes you feel like you would be nothing without them. But Dambala is asking you to have courage to take action in your favor, okay? This could have been a fire sign, a young fire sign. So they could have been a Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that hurt you, or that this situation has to do with. They could have also been a Capricorn as well. Okay. The Spirit is asking you to have the courage to move past this, to communicate clearly with your ancestors what it is that you desire to bring into your life. Okay? You are being isolated right now because you're being protected. The isolation that you're having is protection. You are like a butterfly in a chrysalis. Is that how you say it? Chrysalis? You are like a butterfly before it comes out of its cocoon. Okay? So right now, you might be kind of secluded. Some of you, your ancestors need ancestor money so they can better your situation financially. Okay, some of you need to give money to your ancestors, burn some ancestor money, so that the ancestors can better your financial situation. Some of you, a father figure that passed away is telling me that he needs money, ancestor money from you, so that he can pay off some debts on the other side for you, so that he can help your money prosper. But this isolation is protection. See, you're in a box. It's protection, okay? This is very interesting because there's actually a sign in our palm right here. There's a square in my lifeline. There's a square. And usually that square indicates, and if you have that square on your lifeline, there's like a little square box. That means that there was a period of time where you needed to be isolated in order for you to be protected and to have the time to heal before you are able to move forward. Now, for ancestor money, you can either give real dollar bills, like $1, $5 bills. Real dollar bills go a long way for ancestor money. So a real dollar bill is like $1,000 for ancestors. But in the conversion rate of the spiritual realm, I usually give my ancestors like a $5 bill, okay? Because it's multiplied in the ancestral realm. Now, you can also buy fake dollar bills, fake $100 bills, and burn them for your ancestors. And that will translate as the nomination that is on the bill. So if you burn a fake $100 bill, they're getting $100 on the other side. So, but if you burn a real $100 bill, that's a lot of money. So I usually do like a $1 or like a $5 bill, okay? Because the conversion is greater on the other side. And it helps to pay off debt for you. It helps to pay off debt, karmic debt on the other side, okay? That is the reason why we give offerings, because offerings can be used to bargain. Your ancestors can use offerings to bargain with other spirits on the other side, either for their own elevation or for your elevation. Okay? So the gold dollar bill would be like the same. So you burn it. Usually now the gold dollar bills, you can leave that as like an offering on the altar, but the paper bills, you do have to burn it. Or if you do, if you want to donate money in honor of your ancestors, you can do so as well. So you can donate that money instead. If you don't want to burn real money, burn some fake money and then donate some real money in honor of your ancestors to pay off the debt, the karma of your ancestors. Okay? And then you can leave like the gold $100 bills on your ancestral altar as an offering to the spirit. But this time of seclusion was a protection for you, to prepare you to elevate and to come out a butterfly. Okay? Roads are being opened for you, pawn number 2. But you needed time. You needed this protection time to heal from this narcissistic energy, from this vampiric energy, this dark energy, and to have the courage, to raise your courage, to raise your magic, to amplify your magical ability. Because pile number 2, I feel like you're about to come into extreme, powerful, magical ability here. See, this reminds me of a wand. Okay? For some, pile number 2, also for you to come into your powerful ability, you need to cleanse your root and your sacral chakra. You need to cleanse your root and your sacral chakra in order for you to come into your full power. You need to open your throat chakra. Okay? And protect your throat chakra. Okay? So you might need to take supplements that help your thyroid to protect it. Okay? To protect your throat chakra. Because I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not giving you medical advice, but that's just one way that medicinally and spiritually. Spirit is telling me that you need to protect your throat medicinally and spiritually and magically, because you have very important things to say. Pile number 2, I feel like at some point you are going to use your story to help other people so that they don't have to go through what you went through with this person that hurt you. But right now, you're being protected. And then when it's time, which the time is coming very soon, give your ancestors some ancestor money, please. At least 6 coins or $6. The roads will be open for you when it's time for you to come out of your cocoon, when it's time for you to be a butterfly. When you are ready to shine, you will come out as this beautiful butterfly, and your roads will be open for you for whatever it is that you wish to do with your life. Okay, pile number 2. Yep, there we go. The world, the end of a horrible cycle of life has come. What's the only thing that's holding you back right now, pile number 2, is you not healing. Make sure that if you haven't done the work to heal yourself from this previous relationship, that you do this, because if you don't, you will be stuck in this world cycle where you're stuck in this like ending of cycle, but it's not ending because you haven't done the healing to get to the butterfly cycle. Okay? Seven of Wands, overcoming obstacles, coming up like a butterfly. This past summer, my spouse planted some plants outside, and we were surprised with a monarch butterfly little garden in that plant that she planted. And we got like 3 cocoons that were sitting there, and we were able to see them hatch and come out as these beautiful monarch butterflies. So you're almost ready to hatch. You just have to finish the last little bit of healing. Pile number 2. That's what Dambala wants you to know. You're almost ready to hatch. You're out of this already. You're out of this trapped energy. You're out of this spider energy. Let me see what the spider represents in here. The spider messages. You're out of the spider energy. This energy of deception of the bat, okay? Or you're almost out of it, depending on who you are. But if you are already out of it, it's time for you to move on from it and create the life you desire. The stagnation that you are feeling, so there we go. This came up upside down. So the stagnation that you are feeling, this card is urging you to try and find your creative voice once more after it has been lost to other people's demands. Make art for yourself and no one else, and try to rediscover your footing on a delicate web of creativity. So here, the recommended activity for people who get the spider upside down is to write down their story and to maybe sell it as a book or as a blog, and to rediscover your creativity and imagination. Okay? This is actually a triskel. It's the sign of the good witch, and it has a little kitty cat in it. See? Little kitty cat in it. Alrighty. So that is your message, pile number 2. If you wish to book a private reading with me, you can do so on highpriestessmay.com. Thank you for joining me. Oops. All right, Dambala, please, what is the message for pile number 3? Okay. What is the message for pile number 3? All right. Sacred. So you got the starfish, which says sacred on it. Okay. You also have the swan, which is love. So sacred love, pile number 3. Pile number 3, you may be, if you chose this as your future pile of like what's coming for your future pile number 3, then this is telling me that you are either in a sacred relationship or you are about to be in a sacred relationship. If you picked pile number 2 and number 3, number 2 is your present life and number 3 is meant to be your future life. This is what Dambala is telling me. So if you picked both, like if you picked pile number 1 and number 3 or 2 and 3, that means that whichever pile you picked first, whether it was 1 or 2, it may be your current situation, and then this pile is your future. Okay, so sacred love, this means like you could be in some sort of sacred union, pile number 3. Okay, so let's see what other message. I'm gonna pull a few more cards from this deck and then I'll pull from the other. Okay, so you might have been in a really negative relationship before if you picked number 2, or you might have been in some other situation if you picked number 1, and then this is your future. Ooh, the scorpion. That's my sun. That's my moon sign. And you got the ram. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, I like this. Okay, you got the scorpion and the ram. I feel like picking one more. No, that's not it. Okay, what other card for number 3? Dambala. The spider and the jellyfish came up for you again. So yes, I was correct. If you had picked pile number 1 and pile number 2 and you were drawn to pick pile number 3 as well, this is your future. If you heal, okay? This is your future if you heal, okay? Yep. Okay, so you got, let's move this over here. Pile number 3. You got the sacred starfish, the swan with love. You got the scorpion with defend. You got the ram with power, and you got the rebirth. You got the snake with rebirth, which is wonderful because this is Dambala's symbol. Beautiful. Okay. So, like I said, pile number 3. If you pick this pile, this is most likely either your present or your future. If you picked another pile. Sacred geometry. I'm getting Archangel Metatron coming through here as well with this starfish. So this message is not just from Dambala, but also from Archangel Metatron. Okay. You are in a sacred relationship, or meant to be in a sacred relationship. And Spirit is saying you're going to have to defend this sacred relationship. You're going to have to use the energy of Scorpio to defend this sacred relationship, okay? Here's the other thing, is Scorpios are so misunderstood because I'm a Scorpio moon. So as Scorpios, we take things very seriously. So we hold grudges. And a lot of times we get more mad at ourselves because we knew better than to trust somebody else. And then when that person shows us to be exactly who we expected them to be, we sting ourselves before we want to sting somebody else. So right now, you need to use the energy of Scorpio and actually sting those people back that are trying to hurt you and your sacred relationship. So you may need to do a return to sender energy here. Okay? And a Scorpio that is not living in their highest self, because each sign has a dark and a light side. So a Scorpio who's living in their shadow is somebody who is very deceptive, who's very spiteful, might even become an evil witch because they're so spiteful and they hold grudges. But if a Scorpio is in their light, then they usually hurt themselves before they hurt anybody else, because they are very intuitive, very sensitive beings. Okay? Now, so I'm being told, pile number 3, that if you are in a sacred relationship right now and you are experiencing negative things happening in your reality, there is some influence from other people that are jealous or envious of your relationship, and you need to defend your relationship with your intention. Doing return to senders, doing things to protect your relationship. Maybe baneful protection, meaning that this protection work will protect you and your spouse, and then anybody who tries to attack that relationship will get burned, okay? Something like that. That's what baneful protection is. Baneful protection is when you have like a negative intention built into your protection wards, where when you get attacked, when that ward is defending you, it will actually attack the person back with their own energy. So some of you need to do some protection work of your relationship. Some of you may need to defend yourself and have more love for yourself and defend yourself. Okay? And some of you may need to do some return to senders or some baneful protection. Okay? To protect your relationship. And it's like you already have this protection, but you're not using it because you're not activating it. Okay? You're not activating it by asking your angels, doing the ritual that is necessary to activate it. So this protection is already yours, but you need to activate it, is what Spirit is saying. Archangel Metatron is saying here too, the protection is yours, but you have to activate it. That's how he talks. He's like, the protection is already yours, but you have to activate it. Okay? You have to activate the protection. Okay? You have to activate the protection. The ram. Aries. So somebody might be dealing with an Aries, or Spirit is saying you need to step into your power. And there is a rebirth coming for you. You are being reborn, pile number 3, in some way. You are being reborn. And as you are being reborn, you're being reborn into the most power you've ever had before. You're being reborn into the most power you've ever had. Okay? You haven't even, your full power hasn't even activated yet. You are so strong. You've gone through so much stuff. And it's like, Holy Spirit, activate. So you haven't even fully activated your full power yet because you're afraid of it. You're afraid of it because you know how harsh it can be. Okay? Anybody who's ever had a scorpion bite, a scorpion sting, will tell you that it is the most painful thing in the world. And now imagine scorpions that are in their light selves. They tend to do this a lot to themselves because they don't want to hurt other people. Okay? Today we were driving through St. Augustine, which has one of the 2 streets that Martin Luther King Jr. actually walked through. And because there's a lot of streets named after him, but this street is named after him, and it was one of the 2 streets that he actually marched. And they're building a whole bunch of churches on that street. And Sam goes, Holy Spirit, activate. I just got an exorcism just by driving through this street. Because they're building a like Catholic church, Baptist church, like Episcopalian church, evangelical church, like right next to each other. Boom, 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 boom. On that Martin Luther King Street. Okay? So, Holy Spirit, activate. You need to activate your protection. That's what Dambala wants you to know. That's what Archangel Metatron wants you to know as well. For those of you who walk with Archangel Metatron's protection, you need to start working with Archangel Metatron's protection more often. The Hierophant. Okay. You are also, some of you are about to receive a teacher. Are about to receive a teacher that is going to have the key to opening your psychic and magical abilities further. If you are drawn to me, book a consultation. There is a session that I offer that is about a week-long session that is to activate your psychic and spiritual abilities and magical abilities. Okay, it is like a week-long session though, so you would have to come to me in person. So if you're interested in that, it's not an initiation. It's not an initiation. It is just to activate and teach you how to use your own psychic abilities, okay? But if you are not drawn to me, there is a teacher that is coming. There is a teacher that is coming. That is a raven, and that is a symbol. A raven or a crow, one of the two. A raven, that is a symbol of a message from the spirit realm. Okay, there is a message from the spirit realm that I'm still hearing Holy Spirit activate singing in my head, y'all. Give me a second. There is a teacher that's coming that holds the key to opening your gifts. Okay? There is a spirit activator. A gift activator coming. Some of you may be with an earth sign male, or some of you, it may be an earth sign male that is going to activate these gifts, and you might be an earth sign female. This teacher could also be an earth sign female or an earth sign male, which would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. That's for some people. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. Oops. Which basically indicates, I keep dropping stuff. The Nine of Pentacles. Look, it fell on the ground. You also need to make ancestral financial offerings for your abundance to open up. This, I picked it up, it fell on the ground. That's my ancestors saying, hey. For some of you, it's your father's side of your family that needs money on the other side. It's your father's side that needs money on the other side. Okay? So pay attention to that. For some of you, you might be destined to be a spirit vessel. A vessel that gets mounted, that gets possessed by the voodoo spirits. Not everybody, but some of you are meant to be a spirit vessel. And in order for you to move forward in life, you have to allow yourself to embody that spirit vessel. Other people, it's best to only pay for your ancestors, like both on your father's side and your mother's side, not really paying other people's ancestors because they have their own things that they got to deal with. Okay, so some of you are meant to be spirit vessels, and they're saying if you need prosperity for like your initiation, then you need to make offerings to your ancestors so that they can bring you the money that you need for your learning, for your initiations, for your learning, for whatever. If you are meant to join like something like voodoo or santeria or whatever, you are meant to be a spirit vessel. But on a positive note, pile number 3, you're a very spiritual person, and you're meant to be with a very spiritual person as well. Spirit wants you to do more romantic things with if you're currently with your partner that you're supposed to be doing this with, or if whenever you meet this partner, you need to be doing more romantic things together. Your ancestors may also want red roses for some of you. Some of your ancestors want feathers, particularly turkey feathers. I'm hearing indigenous ancestors here. Turkey feathers and some owl feathers. Make sure that no owls were harmed in the process. Make sure you find it out in nature. Like go scavenging for like owl feathers. If you don't find owl feathers out in nature, do not buy them. Okay? That means that owls are being hurt for them. If you find them in nature, great. If not, get some turkey feathers because they sell turkey feathers sometimes. And they're saying offer 9 coins and 4 feathers and 2 red roses on your spirit guide altar or on your ancestor altar to open your prosperity. This feels like it's ancestor altar. Ancestor altar. Pile number 3. On your spirit guide altar, you may need to put a pentacle for protection. So pile number 3, I feel like you need to protect your spirit guide altar. Okay. You can do quarters or, no, nickels. Nickels. They're asking for nickels. So pile number 3, for your ancestor altar, they're asking for 4 feathers and 9 nickels to open your prosperity. Okay. You can also burn some ancestor money additionally. And then your spirit guide altar needs more protection. You need to put some sort of protection, like a pentacle on there or something that protects your spirit guide altar. Nine nickels, 2 roses, red roses, 4 feathers, and then owl or turkey. But make sure that if you're getting owl feathers, that they must be wild owl feathers. Like you have to find them in the wild. If you can't find them in the wild, then get turkey feathers, which you can buy online. Don't get don't buy owl feathers. And then if you have a spirit guide altar, you need to make sure you're putting protective crystals on there. And maybe even a pentagram. If you're a witch, you know that the pentagram right side up is a symbol of protection, the star. Okay? So this symbol, you need to protect your altar, your spirit guide altar, before you sit at it and receive information from your spirit guides. If you don't know how to set up a spirit guide altar, I will be posting my webinar by the end of the week on how to work with your spirit guides, and that will allow you on highpriestessmay.com. That will allow you to know how to set up a spirit guide altar. Okay. A lot of you are very much protected by Archangel Michael. Look, my line, there's the owl. A lot of you are very much protected by Archangel Michael. You're also very much protected by the rainbow snake, Wedo, who is Dambala's spouse, partner. Some of you are very protected in the spirit realm, but you need to activate that communication, that protected communication between you and the spirit realm. Teacher is coming. Dambala wants you, pile number 3, to focus on learning as much as possible about your spiritual gifts, your magical and spiritual abilities right now. Yes, Tree of Life is Celtic. Yggdrasil is Norse. Damballah is in Voodoo. Yeah, represents the ancestral trees. So yeah. So pile number 3, Dambala really wants you to focus on your spiritual, magical, psychic abilities right now and learning as much as possible about them, because they're going to be very much needed. Oh, there's Mama and Papa Bondie. Very much needed. So Dambala wants you really focusing, pile number 3. Don't get distracted. You need to really, really focus on your spiritual abilities, your psychic abilities, okay? On learning as much as possible about them and paying attention to that rather than all the other distractions. For those of you who have been told that you need head blessings, for those of you who have been told you need initiation, for those of you who have been told that you need cleansing and ceremony, it is extremely important for you to prioritize this right now, this spring. It is very important for you. If you have already been told in a consultation by a healer or by myself or by anybody else that does this healing legitimately, that you need an initiation or that you need a head preparation or that you need a head blessing or that you need to prioritize this as soon as possible. And you need to prioritize learning from this person, from this teacher, whatever teacher you have been guided to go to. You need to prioritize learning from this teacher now, because the need for your gift is going to come up very soon, and we don't have much more time. Okay? We don't have much more time. You need to prioritize this spring, this summer. By this summer, the latest, getting the head preparation, initiation, whatever it is that you were told you needed to get, and getting the learning that you need to get from whatever spiritual teacher you were guided to go to. Okay? So you need to prioritize it because your gifts are going to be needed very, very soon. Your gifts are going to be needed in your community very, very soon. In your local community. Okay? So talk to your ancestors. Give the offerings to your ancestors that you need to give so that you can open your abundance. Okay? Some of you are meant to be financially wealthy because you have inheritance from your ancestors that you're supposed to receive, both spiritual and physical inheritances. But you need to get a move on in activating and learning as much as possible from a mentor how to use your spiritual abilities. Don't do this by yourself because it can be dangerous. You have such a powerful spiritual ability that if you are not properly guided, you could go into psychosis. So please prioritize being guided to your teacher and getting the proper head preparation, initiations, whatever it is, training that you need to get done, because your gifts are going to be needed very, very, very soon. Very soon. And you're going to need like at least 2 years, 3 years of training before you can fully use them. So you need to get on it right now, because by 2027, you are going to be needed more than ever before to start using your gifts in your local community to heal people, both physically and spiritually. The old shaman format is about to be restored, meaning there is going to be a shaman for every single community, and its spirit is working on restoring that format again. So you need to make sure that you are learning as much as possible from a legitimate mentor so that you can be the proper leader to your community, spiritual leader to your community. Okay? Pile number 3. You need to focus on also being as healthy as possible, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. Focus on being as healthy as possible in all of those things so that you can be a great spiritual guide to your community. because you cannot be a great healer if you are not healing yourself first. Okay? I have a lot of information on my YouTube channel, which you can find different videos on how to cleanse yourself, things like that. If you need my help, you can book a consultation with me on highpriestessmay.com. We can do a consultation to see what spiritual work you need. And if you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so on highpriestessmay.com as well. But please just take care of yourself, heal your ancestors, so that you can become the healer that you are meant to become, and the guide for others that you're meant to become. Because trust me, right now, the world is lost. The world is lost because many healers are scared to step up, because you have fear of persecution from past lives. You're afraid of being burned. You're afraid of being hung. You're afraid of being buried alive. You're afraid of all these things. I do also offer past life regression sessions that can help you remove these fears that come from past lives, where I will hypnotize you and regress you into these past lives, remove this connection so that you can heal from that and so that it stops getting in your way. So for that, book a consultation, so that we can get together and find out when would be the best time for you to get that session done. Okay? Past life regression sessions. So that you can know what past life, so that you can see what past lives, because in the past life regression, you get to see and experience, okay, the past lives that are affecting you right now the most. And then we are able to go in and ask your higher self and your spirit guides to heal those things, so that you no longer are held back. So if you wish to do that, something like that, you can book a consultation with me and we can set up a hypnosis session. Okay? All right, everyone, spiritual hypnosis session. My form of hypnosis is very different from other people's because it incorporates hypnosis techniques as well as shamanic techniques from my ancestral practices. So if that is something that you wish to do, you can book a consultation with me on highpriestessmay.com. All right, everyone. Past life regression, I do require it to be in person because it is safer for you to be in person when you are regressed. But yeah. So that's that. All right, everyone. No more time for stalling. Get your shit together. Excuse my language. Get your stuff together is what Dambala wants you to know. It's time for you to start your life. It's time for you to stop being in the sidelines and start being a leader. Because even though many of you might have imposter syndrome, remember that every leader in life had a moment where they probably had imposter syndrome. Okay? They had to, at some point, everybody feels like an imposter. And then eventually, you're old and you realize that you knew what you were doing the whole time. Just follow your gut and your intuition. All right, pile number 3, thank you so much. Thank you to pile number 1, 2, and 3. I hope that this message assisted you. Thank you, Damballah, Wedo, for your guidance and your protection. If you would like to book a reading with me to receive messages from the mysteries of light, from the archangels, from your spirit guides that walk with you, you can book a reading with me on highpriestessmay.com. Also, emotional cord removal sessions are available by appointment only. Emotional cord removal sessions is where we go in to see what emotions, trauma bonds are there that need to be removed, and then I hypnotize you to heal yourself. Okay? So if you would like to book that session, you can do so on highpriestessmay.com. I believe I am booked out for March. So if you want to get that session, they book out fast. I highly recommend that you book for April, May, whatever time is available, because it is first come, first served. Okay. Many blessings. Dambala, thank you again for your guidance, your protection. Thank you for all that you do for us as your children. Gracias a la misericordia. And may you all have a wonderful night.